In the background of some of my other videos, people could see a red and blue 8000 series light bar, and I've been asked, why can't that be a California spec? Or is it a California spec? And the answer is it wasn't, but it is now. So, what does a Whelen 8000 California spec entail? Well, by their definition, it's simply adding a steady burn incandescent front facing red light to any one of their 8000 series light bars. Obviously, the rear amber flasher would probably go with it, but doesn't have to, which I've discussed in previous videos. It was almost always seen with it, but wasn't technically required. But if we're going to do this, we might as well just do it the right way and do both. So adding a C suffix to any of the 8000 series light bars got you a California model. And because they're saying just the steady red, here's what that would look like on the models. But to me, like I said, we're going to do the front steady and the rear amber flashing. So these are your three basic options, and I went with the bottom one. I decided that I might as well not make it asymmetrical, and I didn't want to do the straight up California Twin Sonic where only one side has the California options and the other side is just its standard options with its cascade mirror. That was the second place contestant, but what I ended up doing was two 360 degree strobes, a front facing red and a front facing blue steady burn, and then rear amber flasher on the driver's side and blue flasher on the passenger side. I was torn between doing two ambers or an amber and a blue, and I decided I like the amber and blue. I might change this over to all amber at some point, but as for right now, it is steady burn red blue, amber blue flashing, and 360 degree strobes. Obviously with the cruise lights, which were pretty standard on every 8000 series light bar. I've not actually seen an 8000 series California model factory produced. This one had front flashers. I simply have reverted them to steady burns. Pretty easy change to make, but from the factory, theoretically, you wouldn't have the steady burn blue unless you ordered it special, which I'm sure you could. I haven't seen any of these out in the wild, actually, and I don't know if there were really even any agencies that ran them. I haven't been able to find one. I'm sure there was, but I haven't been able to actually record one. So if anybody knows of an agency that ran the 8000 on police cars in a California setup, please by all means let me know. The rear of the bar, it's very hard to tell that the driver's side is amber. The amber in this particular batch of filters, and it did vary, was a very deep amber, and the red on the dome is a little bit of like a cherry red, so they get very close together. But I promise you it is in fact an amber on the driver's side. One of the themes that I found through this bar is that there's really not enough division between the incandescent options and the strobe options. And much like other versions of this light bar, the strobes really suffer from being washed out by the incandescent options. These are par 46 sized flashers and steady burns, and being under the same dome as the 360 degree strobes, they really add a lot of washout to the strobe. Not to mention the cruise lights, I think, normally kind of help with distance perception in these old strobe bars, but with steady burns and flashers with significant on time present, I almost feel like the cruise lights are not helping, or they're just giving it a completely on background. Regardless, I think it's cool. I like a good California bar. I'm going to keep it California. I'm going to redo the black tops of the domes here eventually too. But I think maybe one of the reasons you didn't see a lot of these was the steady burning options really did just show off just how bad the washout could be in these bars. Moving from a crossbar to the fully enclosed crossbar that they described the 8000 as really didn't help with the washout between options. And I think the California version is by far the worst I've seen for that. So is it cool? Yeah. Am I glad I made it? Absolutely. Was it effective for field use? Probably not. Thanks for watching and have a great day.